Hello. I'm hoping this is working because, as you see, up and I've tried to do stream with a wide version, so there might be a bit of pause whilst we're back to video that's being played on live. Obviously, hello. I'm hoping it's playing and it's also playing back to me. Sorry. Okay, right. We can ignore that now and go straight into the stream. So thank you for that. Yeah. So this is the Scoob that we're about to watch. Something which actually I think occurred with fairly little fanfare. I heard about this, I think by accident. I think I was bored one day. So what I was doing was I was reading about Catch the Pigeon. I was on Wikipedia, so I was reading about Catch the Pigeon, and I went on to Wacky Racers, and then I went to Dick Dastardly, and then I looked at the people who had voiced Dick Dastardly, and I saw Jason Isaacs' name, and I'm like, well, when Jason Isaacs played Dick Dastardly, and it turns out he played him in a film called Scoob. I'm like, I never heard of a film called Scoob. Apparently, it was an unreleased film, and that's how I found out about the upcoming American animated comedy adventure film called Scoob, which again never even knew was being made. Um, yeah, I mean, well, I think the thing which kind of frightened me was that the film was meant to be the first of a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan for shared universes, probably more than most people. I love shared continuities, I love crossovers, I'm a big sucker for crossovers. But as optimistic as I am, even I can't exactly uh, get over kind of how cash grab this is a trend. Um, really, I don't know. I think we should watch the trailer and we can judge from the trailer easily quality is. See if any of my fears have kind of well, see if my fears are there or if they're not. So let's check out.
Oh, it's about to start. You ready?
Ready.
Popcorn?
Butter.
Nachos?
Cheese.
Root beer with red licorice straw?
Right here. Maybe it's time we made our new movie.
Good idea, Scoob. But first we need a trailer. Oh, can you do the trailer guy voice?
Well, let me give it a shot. In a world destroyed by evil, discover the epic origin story of the greatest team of heroes in the history of mystery. Not bad.
Nailed it!
Oh.
Hey!
Oh.
This mangy stray's coming with me.
He's not a stray.
Okay, then. What's his name?
His name's Scooby.
Middle name?
Doobie?
Last name?
Do.
You said that we would always be. Without you, I feel lost at sea.
I love it.
Through the darkness,
I'll never take it off.
like the wind, we'd be wide.
Aw.
Maybe don't do that again.
I'm Fred. This is Velma.
Hi.
And that's Daphne.
Hey, I'm Shaggy, and this is Scooby-Doo.
Nice to meet you.
Trick or treat.
Whoa. Shaggy and Scooby were taken?
Do you realize where we are?
No?
Look around, man. The clean, modern aesthetic, the cool blue color palette. We're in
IKEA.
the Falcon Fury. Did you say IKEA?
Nope. I said Falcon Fury, just like you.
Maybe this can lead us to Scooby and Shaggy. Trace amounts of mustache oil, 12-year-old scotch.
Binary.
Is the bad guy my dad?
Oh, you forgot binary. Okay, I have thoughts. I guess it's okay. Here, let's start with the positive. It's charming. Let me find something actually to put on the screen. It's definitely charming. Like and at parts possibly self-parodying. That's not the word. Self-parodical. Much like the live-action films were, which had a very potent sense of charm to them, even actually kind of decent movies. And I never watched any of the films after that, to be honest. Okay, here's my Scooby-Doo experience. If you want my credentials for critique, I mean, I love the mythos of Scooby-Doo. I'm obsessed with pretty much anything Hanna-Barbera. But so obviously I watched the cartoons as a child, so I've seen the original. I've seen things from the original. Scooby-Doo. I say original. There's about several different series, and honestly, when I was 0 to 10, 7-ish, they kind of all blurred into one. So let's say by originals, anything pre-90s. So what, where I used to. I'm not doing well to really prove my Scooby-Doo nerd credentials here because I can't remember the different series names. But the ones with Scooby-Doo in it, the ones where they introduce Scrappy, the ones where they occasionally get celebrity cameos to come in, the ones where it's just Daphne, Scooby, and Shaggy, the ones where you have Yappy doing all the dog cousins. So I'm familiar with those. I've seen a wide variety, possibly not all the episodes, but a wide enough variety that I feel I am qualified to talk about the classic Scooby-Doo era. Then I watched What's New Scooby-Doo, which I think was the first modern release of Scooby-Doo after I was born. It wasn't repeats from before I was born. And I think that's pretty much it in terms of the cartoons. I have watched Scooby-Doo Zombie Islands, which is an amazing film. Like, I need to watch that film again. God, is it so good. I also watched whatever the one with the Hex Girls is. Ghost of the Witch's Ghost, I think, which is again a bop of a film. And then obviously the 2 live action films, which I can appreciate more now that I realise we're by James Gunn, and now that I know who James Gunn is, and now I've watched some James Gunn's films. And that's pretty much it. I've avoided anything really after. I've not seen any of the prequel films because it didn't appeal to me. I've not seen really any of the cartoon series after that, including the weird one which I've seen a picture of, which has very weird animation styles. I really like to faked my Scooby-Doo knowledge by opening this new tab of Wikipedia. Yeah, it was Scooby-Doo Where Are You? That was the first one. And then it was the new Scooby-Doo movies, even though they were movies. But you had the ABC years. I mean, I should have referred to like the. Should have really referred to the eras, shouldn't I? Yeah, classic Scooby-Doo by anything. By that I mean anything CBS, ABC, and then What's New Scooby-Doo was yeah, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue. I don't think I watched. And I haven't seen anything lately. But yeah, I've seen 2 of the animated films. This Wikipedia says that Scoob is meant to be a reboot of the Scooby-Doo film series. Take that how you will, considering I don't really think there's much continuity between the films, especially because in one of them I've learned recently they all get killed brutally off screen. There's surprisingly a Scooby-Doo Blair Witch Project crossover where they all die. And this was not fan made. This was official Cartoon Network broadcast on Cartoon Network. Surprisingly dark for Cartoon Network. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, it seems parts of it have that charm where it's so much. Oh yes, I think it's evoking nostalgia in me. And a lot of kind of mid to late Scooby-Doo was very aware of the tropes it helped to embody and definitely referred back to them. But then there are other things. I mean, the voice of old Scooby-Doo is
Right here. Maybe it's time we made our new movie.
Good idea, Scoob.
it's fine. Look, the thing with animated characters is once you've established kind of patterns, you can vary here and there. I don't think anyone's really gonna tell much of a difference. Even iconic voices like Scooby-Doo, things same like Kermit as well. A new voice actor comes along, but really you're not that precise that you're gonna note it, mix the slight nuances. I'm not gonna really critique this any further. It seems decent, but then the accent of babies. I mean, are they children throughout this? They're not, are they? No, they grow up. Okay, good. But baby Scoob. Also, there was a series called there was a series, I swear. Yeah, Pup Named Scooby Doo. I watched a Pup Named Scooby Doo. I watched that as well. But yeah, no. What was I saying? Words. Yeah, the voice of Baby Scoob that sounds weird. He sounds more verbose as Puppy Scoob than he does as Adult Scoob, which is weird. And I don't know why I keep calling him Scoob. I guess he's called Scoob in the series, but the fact that they call it film Scoob, which don't call it, because you have to be. It's this trend where you have to have a trendy, short, snappy name because with exclamation mark on it instead of just using the full thing. It's just I think that's the main warning red light for me. Yeah, I like how we go down the kind of solo route of why we named Scooby Doo. I mean, it's pretty much beat for beat the same reasons why Han Solo got his surname in Solo. Scooby Doo is being conferred by an authorities, and he has to think of a name super fast. And okay, well, I guess there it deviates. He called Solo because he was on his own. Here it is like, oh, what's the nearest thing to Rosmi? I guess it explains why Scooby Doo had snacks named after him, and I guess it actually makes more sense than in Universe Scooby Doo having dog treats named after him when he wasn't really that much of a celebrity, at least not canonically in the beginning. It makes more sense for them to name the dog after the treats, actually, so I don't know why I'm scoffing that much. It's actually quite a logical backstory. It just made me laugh that they went with that. I don't the reasons behind much like how most fans didn't really need a reason to name to explain Han Solo's surname. I don't think I ever questioned why Scooby Doo was called Scooby. I didn't think we needed, but whatever.
Do.
You said that we would always be.
Love
Velma. Hi. And that's Daphne.
Hey, I'm Shaggy, and this is Scooby Doo.
nice to meet you.
Trick or treat.
Like it's why they're robots, but B it's kind of very cheesy in the way Scooby Doo kind of embodies. So I'm surprisingly fine with it. The animation style is kind of interesting as well. It's very much capturing the 2D traditional look of the original Scooby Doo, but it's definitely 3D animation, isn't it? Computer. Yeah, computer animated is to. Yeah, well, it's computer animated. Whether or not it's 2D, 3D is down to the shading. It looks 3D to me. What was the other thing? There's another thing I cringed at. I think it was. I don't know. Maybe it was the animation. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Let's talk about the other. So that's definitely Scooby Doo with more shading. That's fine. That's definitely Shaggy with more shading. It's not within the out of the bounds of the variation we've seen of Shaggy. I mean, maybe his face is a bit too long. I always remembered Shaggy to have a very round face. I mean, I could always just check on Google. But I'm not gonna. It didn't say you could do that. Go back. Right. I think Fred's the one who's the most off for me. Daphne's very close, but Nerissa's because she has a very distinct color scheme: purple, red and purple and green, whatever on her neck. Same with Daphne, I guess. Whoops. I think really it's Fred who's the most deviant. Who deviance is the most from what I expect of him. Who's that? Okay, I guess it goes time to talk about the voice actors. So we've got Frank Welker as Scooby Doo, which is probably what I imagine adult. Actually, okay, this is embarrassing now because I was criticizing the voice actor in the beginning, but, even though I actually knew already it was Frank Welker doing it, so I don't know why I said that because I already looked at the cast list for this before I started filming this. I didn't look at it closely enough, but I would have obviously recognized Frank Welker's name. I guess I forgot it was Frank Welker doing it, so I look very much like an idiot now. Hey, I'm just warming up for this again. It's been ages. I'm sure after when you've not done things so well, it takes time to get back into it. I still think, well, okay, then in which case my criticism is slightly altered to I think Frank Welker's interpretation of how his character would sound as a pup is slightly off. This is where I embarrass myself again, but who voiced Scooby Doo as a puppy in a pup named Scooby Doo? Okay, it wasn't Frank Welker. It was Don Messick who was the original, I believe, voice actor for Scooby Doo. In fact, actually, all of the original. That's interesting. Yeah, fairly interesting. Okay, yeah. So Frank Welker, I believe, took over Scooby Doo partially after Don Messick died. Might as well actually just double check what years Frank Welker. Okay, no, actually, Frank Welker's been the voice actor for Scooby Doo since 2002. Not sharing it. Okay, so Frank Welker's been sharing it with Scott Innes. So Scott Innes has been doing it since 1998 up to 2008, and then Frank Welker's been doing things as well since 2002 up to the present day. But Frank Welker, I believe, was involved with Scooby Doo earlier, voicing Fred. I want to say sounds about right. I think because Frank Welker does pretty much anything really. Yeah, Frank Welker's been voicing Fred since 1969, and then since 2002, he's also been voicing Scooby Doo. I gotta say, it's a massive injustice to Frank Welker that he always gets last billing, if indeed any kind of billing, top billing, on the credits he's in. I think Frank Welker's just because he's only a voice actor, not a physical actor, the fact that he gets less presence in credits, even in animated films, than physical actors who have done less at voice acting, I think is a great bias against voice acting. I think if you're a proficient voice actor, I mean, what? Are you telling me I sort of believe Frank Welker of all voice actors isn't a household name. I guess he isn't. I guess if you ask anyone in my family who Frank Welker is, none of them would know. So I guess there's people who just do voice aren't really present. But I think that's a massive injustice. I think Frank Welker should be the one getting top billing in this film because it's named after him. He's been the main character. Why would he not get top billing? Okay, so we have Will Forte as Shaggy. I don't recognize the name. Looking at the Wikipedia article now, don't recognize him, but he's on Saturday Night Live, which probably explains why he's in the film. Somehow a considerably less household name than Frank Welker. I'm just gonna be rating everyone here on how famous I consider him to be to Frank Welker and why I should have got less billing than Frank Welker. I suppose last billing, you might argue, is as prestigious as top billing or first billing. But I think when it comes to animated people, it's kind of like, oh yeah, we have to kind of and this person's voice. It's not really that impressive. Young Shaggy is voiced by Ian Armitage, who I know very little about other than he plays Sheldon Cooper in Young Sheldon, a show I have avoided because Sheldon Cooper is ableist portrayal of autistic people. Don't watch Big Bang Theory; it's terrible. Okay, so you have Zac Efron as Fred Jones, so probably the most. Is he the only household? Apart from the last three who are going to later, he's probably the most. Well, no, actually, Man Safety as well. Never mind. Well, you have Zac Efron on here, who's probably actually the most famous of everyone here. Interestingly, he doesn't have top billings, but he's got second billing before Will Forte, which is also kind of strange. Yeah, I mean we know who Zac Efron is. Do I go for the young? I don't know who that is. Never mind. Gina Rodriguez as Velma Dinkley. Gina Rodriguez. Don't really recognize any of the things on Wikipedia about her. Looking at her extended credits now, TV credits. Nope, don't know her whatsoever. I mean, she's in Jane the Virgin, which I've never seen, so things about her. Amanda Seyfried as Daphne Blake, surprisingly lowered, very low down on the credits list. Because I say Amanda Seyfried after Zac Efron is probably the most well known on this list. Is she not? I've definitely heard her name a bunch. Have I seen her in anything? Probably seen her in something or another. Probably not one of her main films. We have Tracy Morgan as Captain Caveman. Don't know who Tracy Morgan is. Apparently also Saturday Night Live. Then we have who does have top billings in the film, Kirstie Clemons, who I don't know either. Surprising that she has less. She's got more higher up in the billing list than Zac Efron, but she plays Dee Dee Sykes. Oh, that's who Captain Caveman is. Captain Caveman and the Teenage Olds. I think actually now I look at this, I do remember back when watching episodes of these. Yeah, it's coming back to me now. It's one of the lesser known Hanna-Barbera films or series. Okay, so that makes sense, and I kind of know who these guys are now. We have Kan Jung as Dynamite. So this film, okay, because this film is introducing the Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe, I don't know if that's the permanent name or if they're gonna come up with a better. Oh God, this is gonna mean they're gonna make a Tom and Jerry reboot, aren't they? X. Okay, well we'll come to that bridge when we burn it. Yeah, so as part of their kind of world building, they're introducing other characters like Dykes and Captain Caveman and Dynamite and Blue Falcon and Dick Dastardly, which to me seems like kind of the DCU, but DCU is Warner Brothers, isn't it? This is Warner Brothers. That actually makes sense of why they're making the exact same mistake twice. Same mistake Universal made with The Mummy when they tried to throw in too much world building and not enough plot. Whilst MCU didn't have any world building that was apart from Nick Fury as a cameo. The first film has absolutely no world building because it would very much be an independent film on its own, and would have been if it hadn't been such a success. So maybe that'll be its downfall. Okay, so that's through the cast list. Some known, some unknowns. I still think Frank Welker is too low down on the credit list. So Matthew Lillard, who played Shaggy in live action films, and then went on to actually voice him in an animated series and things because he was that good in the role, hasn't been I should have moved my camera cropping a bit more here. Keep having to lean this way to look off screen. Yeah, he wasn't contacted. Oh, so Frank Welker has always voiced Fred. This is actually the first time someone else has voiced Fred, except when Fred was a child, supposedly. So apparently the feedback for this trailer has been positive, which I can get behind. I mean, I think I'm gonna watch this. I think it's gonna amuse me, but it's not gonna fill me with much kind of joy. I don't think it's gonna be the best Scooby-Doo film we've seen. It's definitely not gonna be in the same ranks as Zombie Island and Witch's Ghost, which I can watch all the time, every time. I don't know. It's kind of like when you've like a. But then again, Scooby is such an enduring franchise that you can do all sorts with it. I mean, I was reading the TV Tropes article for it the other day because, of course, I was, and it Missy says that much of the series are really distinguished from others, and really you get characters and you can interpret it how you want. So I'm not bothered really. It's not going to ruin my childhood with it. So I'll go see how it is. Trailer didn't actually scare me as much as I thought it would, so I think that's decent. Apparently Shaggy's voice has been criticised, which I guess, yeah, he didn't seem to really have that kind of Matthew Lillard or Casey Kasem potency behind it. But yeah, those are my rambles on the trailer. Let me know what you think, and I'm gonna go watch the Alex Rider trailer because apparently there's an Alex Rider TV series. I did not know about that, so that's what we're gonna do next. Stay tuned.